allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, July 11th, 2016. Good evening, council, mayor, treasurer, and deputy clerk. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4, chairperson's report. Number 5, mayor's report. 6A, clerk's report. 6B, treasurer's report. 7 is public comment, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. 11 is warrant 16-13, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Makowski, to accept the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo? Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 2 for approval are the minutes from the council meeting agenda that was held on July 5th, 2016.
So moved for July the 5th, 2016.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Choate, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting which was held July 5th, 2016. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Abstain, I was absent.
Okay, Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Abstain, I was absent.
Okay, and the chair votes yes, motion approved.
There were no special meetings held on July 5th. There are no petitioners on the agenda tonight. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd just like to say, I hope everyone had a nice weekend. I know we had a lot of tragedies in the world, and we just hope that we pray and everybody be safe and can get along together. We live in a time now where different things happen, and sometimes you don't understand it. But what you have to do, you just have to keep praying and for peace and love with everyone. I have an announcement. The APA 75th anniversary celebration. This is at the Romulus Community Festival. It's also known as the Jones Sub Festival. The dates are July the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, and it's DJ Coleman Center. The address, 35351 Beverly Road here in Romulus, and that's just east of Wayne Road. There'll be gospel celebrations, live entertainment, talent show, a lot of good food, and a lot of good fun. That's going to conclude the chairperson's report.
A motion to accept the chairperson's report?
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council, Treasurer, Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and audience. Tonight, I brought a quote, but I'm going to change up, if I could, Mr. Chairman, and not do the quote. I did want to make a comment about last week. Things hit close to home. We've had a lot of crazy things happen in this world lately, and this one touched us here at the Romulus Police Department. The shooting that took place in Dallas, there was a young man named Michael Kroll who lost his life, and it's actually the nephew of Sergeant Matt Kroll from Romulus Police Department. And he grew up here locally. He actually did ride-alongs years ago with the PD, and then worked for Wayne County for a while. And there's been a lot of other just loss of life and crazy things going on. I thought rather than a quote, if we could, Mr. Chairman, could we just do maybe just a quick moment of silence and reflection on the current events.
Sure. Moment of silence, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So please keep also the Kroll family in your thoughts and prayers. There are some activities that are going on that rather than a video clip, we have Mr. Dennis Davison's going to come up and report to City Council on. Dennis?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council, Madam Treasurer, Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk. Yeah, we've got a lot of good things coming on in Romulus. We need to continue on with our lives after all the things that have happened here, and but that's the way things have been going. Around 200 people showed up for the Sounds of Downtown last Friday for a tribute to the Beatles. Unfortunately, a huge rainstorm came through and washed it out, and it's kind of unfortunate because for the 4 songs that the guys did, they really sounded like the real deal, and that was really too bad. Romulus Parks and Recreation is having free park days Monday through Thursday throughout the summer at various parks. Call City Hall for the park nearest you. Next Sounds in Downtown concert will be held July the 22nd, featuring the band Detour, which is an R&B and Motown hit band. Farmers Market continues to be very successful, and the last one was very, very hot, but we still had vendors come out and people come out, and that's on Wednesdays from noon to 6 p.m. There's another family fun night and free movie night at the Historical Park Pavilion on Friday the 29th, featuring the movie Zootopia. Romulus VFW Post 9568 in partnership with the Wayne County Raccoon Hunters Association and the Huron Valley Conservation Association are hosting a hunter safety course on July the 31st. You must pre-register by visiting the VFW Post on Saturday, July the 16th. It's Romulus Night at Comerica Park on August the 2nd as the Tigers take on the White Sox. See the chamber for details and tickets. And tomorrow night, as you all know, is All-Star Night. I'm not talking about the one out in San Diego. I'm talking about the one at St. John's Park as the City All-Stars take on the APA All-Stars in another grudge match for John Barton's trophy. Remember to stay tuned in for following this meeting for our complete news show, or visit our website for more information on any of the events and programs as we mentioned today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
One other thing I just want to mention, and Dennis alluded to the storm that came through. I have authorized DPW to do emergency chipping service. This isn't the old chipping service. This is for storm damage. So we're out doing assessments Saturday and again today. If you want to make sure you have an address that gets hit, you can let us know, but that's not necessary. They are going to be making their rounds and chipping up those, so they can't go on private property. But if you drag, branches and limbs to the curb, they will starting tomorrow, be out doing that chipping. Please stay away from, again, wires. Most of the electricity has been restored. There was one business that was still waiting to be restored yet later this afternoon, but most of the residential areas have been picked up, as well as Comcast cable. So we did get hit with a big storm. So just some more information to pass along. I only really have 2 items of action for council tonight under my report. The first is a request that we had discussed previously in a meeting with Steve Hitchcock, and that is a request to authorize the mayor to extend funds and budget to resolve claims against the city that are mayor deems valid up to the not to exceed $5,000 per claim, and with notices immediately going to council for those settlements of the claim.
Chair, I'll make that motion.
Ms.
To
Roscoe?
authorize the mayor to the extent funds are budgeted to resolve all claims against the city that the mayor deems valid up to an amount of $5,000 per claim, and with notice to council of the settlement of the claim.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Ms. Cho.
I have a question. Mr. Mayor, this is, you're to notify the council after you determine the settlement of the claim,
Correct, as soon as possible to the settlement
and
area.
not
so-
before?
Correct. This came from Steve, so basically most communities, they have some ability to to settle claims up to a standard amount. He was pretty surprised that we did not, and he brought it up at a prior meeting that he had here. So this is the actual council action that would allow that, and you'll get communication on any of those, so.
Okay, thank you.
Supported that?
Yeah.
Okay,
If
let me,
Mayor, why can't we get told before you make the final settlement? I mean, I think that we should know what the amount is. Comment I have.
John?
Ms. Abdo?
I think that the city council should be a part of this. I think we should be a part of the decision-making on this.
You are now.
I know, I mean, that's why I don't agree with this, giving the power to you as the mayor. I think that the city council should vote on all claims against the city.
Ms.
Sorry, I'm a little
Makowski?
confused where we're at here. Did we get a second and
No.
now we're in discussion, or?
Oh, we in,
Second.
There was no second.
no second.
Oh, okay, I can be a
You
second.
gonna second?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
what
thought we had a
I'm gonna
second.
do, since we got a second, I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna go for discussion, all right? It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choke, and this is to authorize the mayor to extend funds, our budget, to resolve all claims against the city that the mayor deems valid, up to an amount of $5,000 per claim, and with notice to council of the settlement of the claim. Now, discussion. Ms.
Yes,
Makowski.
Please, just a clarification. So one has been answered, that the notification would be after. But since we
Correct.
meet 3 out of 4/5 weeks a month, I don't see anything that's mission critical that we couldn't know about it in advance. And when we talk about to the extent that funds are budgeted, can you help me what line item that would be?
Sure.
or is it-
We actually have a line item in the budget for claims. So if there was an insurance claim or something came up, so that's what means by budgeted. There is a
Okay.
category in the budget just for that.
Okay, and then lastly, just without prior notice, I'm with Councilwoman Abdo that I think that should still come to city council.
Okay, any other discussion?
Well, the
Mr.
only
Wadsworth?
discussion that I have is that, I think it's good that you can negotiate these, but there's no reason that we can't be told at a council meeting what you're gonna do before it's done. I mean, it's funds being spent by the city, and we should be aware of it.
Question, John?
Ms. Roscoe?
So my question is this, since it seems that we need more discussion on this later, do we want to go ahead and table it or postpone it for now? And figure out exactly where we're at.
We can do whatever, council can do whatever they want to do. I mean, this came up at a prior meeting, so I didn't get any questions on this. As far as notification, I mean, I can send an email within 24 hours if that would, suffice, if an issue came up, and then you'd have any chance before the next meeting to address any of it. If that's the issue, I'm not sure what, I heard a couple different issues, so.
Ms. Abdo?
I think that not only should we should be part of the notification, I think we should be part of the vote. As representatives of the city, I think that we should vote whether we are going to support the claim, not just notify that someone has already made the decision to pay the claim.
The only,
Mr. Wadsworth?
the only thing, Mayor, I'm not sure we can discuss legal matters openly, what you're gonna,
And
What does
some of
Steve
these,
tell us?
what Steve had said, these are basically lower amounts that, they could be an insurance claim. They wouldn't be, you'd have to technically have a next meeting, which would be an executive session, and either take action that night. That's the process that we have. So we're not trying to skirt that process. He brought up that he was surprised that City of Romulus, compared to other municipalities he works with, does not allow some level of approval without going through that complete process, because you're correct. We would not be talking openly in a meeting here. We'd have to have a schedule and set a study session that I can call or the chairman can call. It'd have to be an early meeting, then you could, potentially vote on it that night, or a future meeting, or no action would be another option. So that's why he brought it up, and he brought it up in the context of some other things, and I didn't hear any questions or concerns, so I said, okay, let's bring it to city council. So,
the only thing that we could do is, like you said, have a earlier meeting where you tell us what you're about to do, and then, unless in the meeting that somebody has a problem, then you would continue and do what you had to do with the claims. I don't,
Oh, Ms. Abdo and then Ms. Makowski.
Ms. Makowski, as many times as we meet a month, there's really no reason why this can't be brought to city council for a vote. It isn't like it's, I just think it's part of our responsibility to vote on a claim against the city.
Ms. Makowski.
Is it possible that we could, like there are other situations where if the council takes no action, you proceed? Is it possible we could structure it that way so that the city council would know in advance of your proposal to settle? And then if we would only, reject it?
I'm open to that. We can do whatever you want to do.
before a council.
Yeah, so we would know before.
Sure, I have no problem. This is not to skirt anything, this is to just allow the process to work and not have extra study sessions that I'm necessarily bringing an attorney in for also. So I'd be happy to do that if you wanted to, in other words, kind of like some action that goes before council where no action means it goes forward. You have the opportunity ahead of time to reject it. We could do that.
So question, would we have to have a study session, or is it enough that it's in our packet?
I would ask you, I could make sure we included a communication that you get, and then if you feel there's a need to, we'd have to call a study session. It would have to be at the next regular meeting, or an executive could be called within, was it on 72 hours? So we could do it either way, depending on what the topic was.
Yeah, I think just
I'm
as
open to
long as
that.
there's advance notice. Yeah, I'm open to expediting
I
the
have no
process,
problem.
but I think we need advance notice and the chance to veto against that, if the proposal.
Sure.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Mayor, is it your intent that you would do one of these as they came in the door, or you put them together in a packet, 2 or 3 at a time?
We don't get enough of them, so they wouldn't be bundled. It would be just on an as-needed basis. So I could send it to you, and then you would have the opportunity as a council to reject. If we don't hear anything within whatever time we agree to, then we would go ahead and just settle those claims out
I
of
think
there.
that's a good idea.
I'm
what you
fine with
just
it. I
said.
have no problem.
Ms. Choate.
Perhaps one of the best ways in the easiest way would be you can negotiate with the person for the settlement, and once you had made the decision, tell this individual that you're going to run it by council. If council has no problem with it, then it's settled. Everything is settled, and that's all you need. You negotiate with them first,
Yeah, we can do that.
run it by
So
council.
I guess, would you like me to come back with a revised motion so we can have it all in writing ahead of time?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that would,
I can do
that would
that.
be the best,
So I
Mayor.
guess we'll just either
Chair.
withdraw that motion or,
Withdraw the motion for further, to go forward to revise the motion.
Linda, you take back your motion.
Yes, well,
Um,
we'll
Ms.
withdraw
Choate.
this motion? Is that what we're doing? We just
Hold on, just
withdraw this
one
motion?
second, 1 second.
We don't have any
Mr. Bryant?
action on it.
For
Right.
Robert's rule, what should happen is the maker of the motion should withdraw the motion on the floor, not so that you can, but you have a motion on the floor regarding settlement of claims, so you must withdraw that motion before, no action's taken. And then when the mayor brings back a new proposal for you all to take action on. So it's just that simple, just withdraw the motion, and then that's what will go into the minutes.
Right, that's what Ms. Roscoe
That's
just
what I
did.
said.
She
Okay.
was the maker of the motion, she withdrew, and that's why I asked Linda, do she with second withdraw?
And I support withdrawal of this motion.
Okay.
all right, so we'll do that, thank you. Next item up is a request that you have before you. This is a budget request to move unused funds from the 15-16 budget to complete the purchase of the police body cameras.
I'll make that motion.
Support?
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Abdo. This is to move the unused funding from the 15/16 budget year to complete the purchase of the police body cameras. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And thank you, council. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. I do not have anything under my report this evening, but I do want to announce that July 26th at 4 o'clock p.m. is the deadline for those wishing to run for school board. So what's required is 50 signatures or $100 in lieu of those signatures. Yes, Mr.
Oh, just,
Chair.
Madam Clerk, when you say run for school board, is that, I know they run in segments. Is this for,
This is the school board elections, I think in 2012, that the state legislators passed a law that all school board elections would be held in November of the even years.
okay,
So the deadline would be, the filing deadline is the month of July, moving forward. So for this year, this election cycle, it's July 26th. There are 3 positions that are available for our school board. So those that are that would like to be a candidate in November, please file with the clerk's office by 4 o'clock p.m., July the 26th. And that concludes the clerk's report. Thank you.
thank you, Madam
All
Clerk.
right, you're welcome. 6B is a treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. The only item on my report today is just to remind people that I am taking brick orders if you are interested for the veterans or anyone else that you want to put an order for. And those will be placed in the next few weeks. So if you are interested, please place that order with the treasurer's office. And you can reach us at 734-942-7580. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is a part of our agenda that is set aside for those in the audience. If you would like to have comments, please raise your hand. After you've been acknowledged by our chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. We ask that you please keep your comments to 3 minutes. If there are questions that need to be answered, please note that it may be done under the unfinished business of the agenda. That will take place then. We do not have any written requests, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Open to
All
the
right.
floor.
Are there any comments from the audience? Yes. You may step to the podium.
Evening.
Good
My
evening.
name is Erica Hammonds, and I was at work and found out that my name was put in as a bench warrant for property that I do not own, and it is causing me problems for my job. My job is in jeopardy because of a charge of not cutting the grass at a property that I don't own.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Ms. Williams?
Good evening. And I spoke on Ms. Hammond's last week about her situation, and the document with the Treasurer's Office shows that DCC LLC was owners of that property, and before them was the mortgage company. I spoke with the Ordinance Department Director, Ms. Bonnie, today, and she's working on that situation. So we just wanted to give the council and the mayor an update. What I said last week was factual. It could have been an honest mistake. We don't know, but as she said, her job is in jeopardy. It's serious. And the way the airline is looking at it, as if she was covering up something while she was going through her interview, and she was not aware of it. And so we need to make sure we get that cleared up. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? If there are no more comments, we'll close that part out, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Number 8 is unfinished business.
Yes. anyone want to comment on?
I didn't have any, I don't know if there was anything we needed to comment. I think it was handled, Bonnie, correct, here today. That was more for information. Okay.
That's information?
I don't have anything else to add to that then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
Since there's no communication, I'd like to say, it was mentioned about the baseball game tomorrow. John C. Lodge and Romulus City players. My name was mentioned as wanting to get at me for keeping the trophy and bragging. So we're gonna try to keep on keeping the trophy. I didn't practice like they did, but so the pressure's on them because they practiced, we didn't. So they got the win. So this is a bunch of fun anyway. So City and John C. Lodge. So if you can, come out and cheer both teams on. Both of them is good organizations. So it's on. Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I have a memorial resolution that I'm asking council to adopt. This is for Robert Utsi. I don't know if anybody had planned on making that
I was just going to bring it
motion.
up.
Okay, I didn't know. We had the,
So moved for
okay.
a resolution for Bob Utzi and Willis.
Support.
Okay.
Just a quick few. I've known him for like 40 years. A nice guy, a good man, very young, 65 years old. You know, he really cared about Romulus. He worked at the Pumpkin Festival. He was an electrician by trade, and I didn't even realize he had passed till a couple of days after I happened to read it. Very good man, a good family man. Thank you.
Yes, I also agree with Councilman Wadsworth. Mr. Yahtzee, he did some work for me at my house. And I just knew that he was going to charge a lot of money. I just knew it. And I was just so thrilled that he just said, just give me what you can. I said, no, you got to name a price. And it was so minimal that, boy, I just had to give more. That's the type of person he was, just to help you. So he's really going to be missed, and he's a good-hearted person.
Mr. Chair, I just would like to just comment too, and being on the Pumpkin Festival, worked with Bob all these years. Great guy. He's certainly going to be missed this year, and just his smile and just always cheering people on. Good man, good family. We're praying for the family.
Okay, it's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for a memorial resolution for Mr. Yahtzee. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Number
Mr. Chairman?
11.
Yes.
Actually, I just had one communication, if I could.
Okay.
More on the public safety side. One, we had a major incident today at one of the hotels, Embassy Suites. We had was a fugitive for a double murder in Detroit, southwest Detroit, that was held up in one of our hotels. Downriver SWAT was called in, Michigan State Police, Wayne County, working together, and that matter was resolved today. Unfortunately, the young man did lose his life trying to engage with the SWAT team, but no one else was injured. They did a great job of kind of controlling the scene, both for the guests of the hotel and for media and everybody involved. So I want to compliment them on that. And I know fire has been a topic of conversation for council in some past meetings, and today was an example where we actually had two different structure fires, one in an apartment, one in a residence, and we were backed up by the airport authority with the mutual aid. They made runs on those and helped us out. So just want to make sure you know that we have great partners in mutual aid. They're doing a good job, and when they respond, we appreciate both the Downriver, the Western Wayne, and the airport mutual aid partners. So just wanted to pass that on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Ms. Choate.
When you talk about fire, it's been so dry now. If people aren't watering their lawns, last week, an incident, it didn't happen in this town, but it happened to a family member that both the husband and wife were at work their lawn caught fire. Neighbors called fire department, and of course, and the fire was headed toward their house. It was very close to their house. Fire department said someone threw a cigarette out of a passing vehicle. So if just a cigarette butt out of a passing vehicle can set your lawn on fire and burn down your home if you don't see it, it's really, really dry outside right now. So if you can afford to water your grass, please do so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more communication? If not, number 11 for approval is warrant 16-13.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cho?
I'd like to make a motion that we pay warrant 16-13 in the following amounts. General Fund, $74,338.40. Major Street Fund, $5,278.04. Local Street Fund, $8,578.71. Cable TV, $34,310.80. Street Lighting Fund, $45,135.10. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $405. CDBG is $6.19. 911 Service Fund, $886.75. Law Enforcement, $500.18. Narcotics forfeiture for the state is $1,000. Library Fund, $17,229.68. DDA is $3,131.26. Tifa District 2, $4,118.75. Tifa Vining Road Construction, $11,500.75. Water and Sewer Fund, $124,959.39. Motor Vehicle Fund, $11,897.37. Technology Services, $6,828.61. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $3,488.60. Property and Liability Self-Insurance, $487,824. Revolving Fund, $8,101.83. Payroll Fund, $6,688.62, for a grand total of $856,208.03.
It's been motioned by Ms. Cho, supported by Mr. Kraut, and that's to pay warrant number 16-13 for $856,208.03. Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, warrant 16-13 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe. This is for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.